What's happening, guys? Badge3D back on the tube. I am so sorry for my absence. I hope things are well with you. Now, look, what I want to talk to you about today is making a 3D printed pitchfork. Now, I got this file off myminifactory.com and it was made by the very talented Marco Antonio. And as you can see in the video here, basically all just goes together like a jigsaw, so then you can add in your super glue and make it stick together all very easily and simply. What I do then once it's all glued together is fill the seams with wood filler so that it's all filled nice and ready for sanding. Then I do a good once over with the 120 grit sandpaper or sanding block. It's really up to you. I really love the sanding blocks because it's much easier to get into all the little nooks and crannies, crevices. The hard to reach places does make it a lot easier, so go grab yourself a few sanding blocks. After that once over's done with the sandpaper, I like to add a nice good coat of spray putty. Now this is a much thicker type of primer fill, but it's much better for the first layer as it really gets into all those print lines and makes it much easier for you to sand back that next time, where what I'm going to do is go over it again with a 240 grit sandpaper and then add a good coat of primer filler, which is a much thinner spray putty. I'll rinse and repeat those steps until I'm quite happy with the smoothness, and then what I can do to finish it off is move on to a 400 grit wet sand, and that'll get it all nice and smooth, ready for the first coat of super gold. Now this rule goes generally for anything, even the spray putties, the primer fillers, but especially for the paint, because you're no longer at the sanding stage. You need to do these coats very thin and light and multiple times, so at least a good 2 to 3 minutes in between. Generally it's better to paint on a hotter day as the curing time's a lot less, but multiple lighter coats is going to be much better. You don't want to get the runs and you want to allow the paint to cure, and if it's too thick it just can't cure. It's going to make it too hard for the paint to do that. Now once that's all done, what I'll do is give the Trident a good once over with some watered down black acrylic, and basically this is going to help me weather it and make it give it that sort of gringy look that it's got in the Justice League movie, because it's not a brand spanking new Trident. He's obviously used it a little bit before. Or has he? I don't know. But it's been underwater, so it's not like it hasn't got a fresh paint job. That's what I'm trying to say. Once all that's on and still wet, it's a very quick process. So what I've got to do is wipe all that away with a microfiber towel, and that gives it that weathered sort of aged effect that we're going for. After that's all done, to protect both of the layers of paint, what I do is put down a clear coat. Now I didn't actually film this because nothing visually happens. It's, you know, I could be spraying water onto it and you wouldn't know, would you? But yeah, you wouldn't know, would you? Alright, so now what we're going to use is a bit of Sikaflex 227. That's basically like a car sealant. I use that for gluing the parts of my latex body form down to the shirt so that I could wear that. As Cosplay Chris would say, sticks like shit to a blanket. Let me chuck something in there, 2 squirts. That's what she said should be sufficient. So I've got a bit in there, a handle that I've got from Bunnings, and that's going to bond all of that together. Another sip of beer. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this over to my mate Josh's house, the Melbourne City Batman, who is hosting our good friend Lester, aka the Sydney Aquaman. He's all the way down from Sydney, as his Instagram name would suggest. So I've actually made this Trident for him. Basically, anytime he comes to Melbourne, he's got a cool Trident that he can use. We're actually planning to go to the Justice League premiere, which is going to be awesome. I can't wait. So that's basically what it's for. I'm going to give it to him, surprise him. He doesn't know that it's coming, you know, so we can go to the Justice League premiere and he's got a sick Trident. We're going to have a sick time. Guys, once again, thank you all so much for watching. I know I've been away for quite a while, but I am planning quite a number of projects in the future. Gonna look at doing a 3rd iteration of Deathstroke. It's gonna be the 2nd time I've actually made a Deathstroke armor. You know, at the start of the year, obviously, you would have seen on my Instagram that I made the Arkham Origins Deathstroke armor, but now I want to move more to a DC cinematic extended universe. I'm working with a few buddies right now to make a super cool set of armor. A lot more flexible and easy to wear than the first suit that I made. Less bulky, a lot more streamlined and form fitting to the body. Possibly might throw in a muscle suit there. May even dye my hair white. I'm super excited. I can't wait to show you guys some progress pics. I'll give you a little sneak peek now. I've already printed the mask. So that's fitting quite well. I'm pretty happy with that. It took me a good few, bit of grab there. It took me a few goes to get that right, just with the scaling up. I do have a 3D scan of myself, and I did scale it initially to that scan. But when you put it on, sometimes it doesn't fall quite over the chin as you'd like it. So this was one that I did earlier. It's just a little bit smaller. You can see that it's, it looks like it fits, but it's not quite. It's not going to conceal everything over my face. So that's the look we're going for. Hey guys, time to bring this video to an end. Thank you all again so much for being here. I'd really appreciate it if you could let me know any feedback in the comments below or on my Instagram, which is badge3d_. If you're not following me there, you should be. Also add me on Snapchat. That should be popping up on the screen right now, so you can screenshot that, add that to your snap code, and you'll be able to look at all the crap that I do on a daily basis. Please like and subscribe. Leave me any feedback once again in the comments below as to what you'd like to see in the future. Thank you again all so much for watching. Peace out. Have a great day, week, month, or year.
After you. Push. It's all yours, buddy. That's your Melbourne.